I never expected my life to shatter in a single afternoon. One minute, I was a dedicated project manager at Sterling Solutions. The next, I was being escorted out by security, my personal items stuffed into a cardboard box. And the person responsible? My wife, Elaine. The same woman who kissed me goodbye that morning. The same woman who'd shared my bed for 3 years. The same woman who, I would soon discover, had been hiding her true identity from me all along. I met Elaine at a charity fundraiser 4 years ago. She introduced herself as a management consultant, brilliant and ambitious. Her confidence drew me in immediately. We connected over our shared love for problem solving and our dedication to our careers. After dating for a year, we moved in together. And 6 months later, we were married in a small ceremony with close friends and family. Our relationship wasn't perfect, but whose is? We both worked long hours. Elaine frequently traveled for her consulting work, sometimes disappearing for days with minimal communication. I chalked it up to her dedication to her career. I respected her independence, never questioning her late nights or weekend work sessions. In hindsight, I should have asked more questions. At Sterling Solutions, I'd built a strong reputation over 5 years. My team respected me, and I was on track for promotion to senior management. The company had recently secured a major client, Vertex Innovations, and I was assigned to lead the project. This was my opportunity to shine. The project started smoothly. My team was delivering quality work ahead of schedule. Then came the presentation day for Vertex executives. I had prepared meticulously, reviewing every slide and rehearsing my talking points. As I set up the conference room, I noticed a small error in the financial projections, a decimal point in the wrong place, easily fixable. I made the correction and proceeded with the presentation. The meeting went brilliantly. The Vertex team was impressed, asking thoughtful questions and nodding approvingly. As we wrapped up, my direct supervisor, Miranda, pulled me aside. "Great job," she said. "The CEO wants to discuss the partnership details tomorrow. Be prepared." The next morning, I arrived early, confident and ready. But instead of being ushered into the meeting room, I was directed to my supervisor's office. Miranda sat there, her expression grave, alongside Rebecca from HR. "We've discovered a significant issue with yesterday's presentation," Miranda began. "The financial projections you presented were incorrect." I explained that I'd noticed and corrected the decimal error before the meeting. "It wasn't just that," Miranda countered. "The entire forecast model was flawed. Vertex caught it during their review and contacted our CEO directly. They're questioning our competence." Before I could defend myself, Rebecca slid a termination letter across the desk. "This constitutes gross negligence," she explained coldly. "We're terminating your employment, effective immediately." I was stunned. The error they described wasn't possible. I had triple-checked those numbers. "This is a mistake," I insisted. "Let me speak with the CEO." "The decision is final," Miranda stated. "Security will escort you to collect your belongings." As I was led through the office, colleagues averted their eyes. 5 years of dedication ended with a walk of shame. I texted Elaine, "Just got fired, coming home early." No response. I arrived home to an empty house. Elaine wasn't answering her phone. I paced our living room, replaying the day's events. Something wasn't adding up. I opened my laptop and reviewed my presentation files. The projections were correct. I hadn't made any significant error. I called Jacob, a trusted colleague. "Man, everyone's talking about what happened," he said. "Word is the CEO personally ordered your termination." "But why? The numbers were right." "I don't know, but there's something else. That Vertex executive who came to the meeting? Someone said they recognized her from before, when she visited with a different company." That night, Elaine finally came home. I expected sympathy, a shoulder to cry on. Instead, she seemed distant, almost clinical. "Maybe it's for the best," she said. "You've been complaining about the pressure." "How can you say that? I was wrongfully terminated." She shrugged. "Companies make these decisions for reasons. Maybe there were performance issues you weren't aware of." Her coldness stunned me. This wasn't the supportive partner I knew. As she headed upstairs, her phone buzzed. She checked it quickly, but not before I glimpsed the message preview. "He doesn't suspect anything yet." I couldn't sleep that night. Early the next morning, while Elaine showered, I did something I'd never done before. I checked her phone. What I found sent ice through my veins. Emails between Elaine and Miranda. Messages about me, about Sterling Solutions, about Vertex Innovations. Elaine wasn't just a management consultant. She was Alexandra Elaine Chambers, CEO of Chambers Global Enterprises, the parent company that had secretly acquired Sterling Solutions 8 months ago. My wife was essentially my boss's boss, and she had hidden it from me completely. I dug deeper, finding messages from the day before. The termination went as planned, from Miranda. Good, monitor his reaction, from Elaine. Are you sure this is necessary? Miranda had asked. Absolutely. The merger can't move forward with him involved. Too much risk. I sat frozen, the pieces falling into place. The mysterious business trips, the late-night calls, the sudden interest in my work projects. Elaine had been using me, monitoring me, and when I became inconvenient to her business plans, she had me removed. When she emerged from the bathroom, I confronted her with what I'd discovered. You had me fired, I said, showing her the messages. You're the CEO of Chambers. You own Sterling Solutions. For a moment, surprise flashed across her face, quickly replaced by cool composure. I was going to tell you eventually, she said. Once the merger was complete? Tell me what? That you've been living a double life? That you married me to spy on Sterling? Don't be dramatic. I married you because it was convenient. Sterling was always a target for acquisition. Having someone on the inside made things easier. Her callousness left me breathless. So our entire relationship was a business strategy? Not entirely. You were a adequate company. But business comes first, always has. And firing me? The Vertex deal is worth millions. Your involvement complicated things. You asked too many questions, see too many details. We couldn't risk you identifying the shell companies involved. So you destroyed my career, my reputation. She shrugged. Collateral damage. You'll find another job, not in this industry, of course. I moved out that day, checking into a motel with what little cash I had. My world had collapsed. My career was in shambles, my marriage exposed as a fraud. I spent days barely functioning, ignoring calls from concerned friends. Rock bottom came a week later when I was denied a rental application due to employment concerns. Apparently, word had spread about my incompetence. Elaine's influence was ensuring I couldn't rebuild. That night, staring at the ceiling of my motel room, something shifted inside me. Anger replaced despair. I hadn't done anything wrong. I deserved justice. I started methodically gathering evidence. I reached out to former colleagues who'd left Sterling, finding several who'd experienced similar suspicious terminations following the quiet acquisition. I contacted a friend at the Financial Regulatory Commission, sharing what I knew about the Vertex deal and the questionable shell companies Elaine had mentioned. I discovered that Elaine's acquisition of Sterling had involved misrepresentation to shareholders. The Vertex merger included provisions that would have dissolved my team entirely, people who had trusted me with their careers. She hadn't just betrayed me, she'd planned to betray everyone who had worked alongside me. I compiled documentation, email records, financial discrepancies. I worked meticulously, carefully, building an irrefutable case. This wasn't about revenge, it was about justice. 3 weeks later, I walked into the offices of the Securities Commission with a comprehensive file detailing Elaine's corporate maneuvers, the hidden ownership structures, the planned asset stripping following the Vertex merger, and the systematic removal of employees who might notice discrepancies. The investigation moved quickly. Within days, trading of Chambers' global shares was suspended. News outlets began reporting on alleged financial irregularities. I watched from afar as Elaine's carefully constructed empire began showing cracks. The Commission's formal announcement came a month later. Charges of securities fraud, investor deception, and corporate malfeasance filed against Alexandra Chambers and her executive team. The Vertex deal collapsed overnight. Sterling Solutions was placed under independent management pending resolution of the case. I received a call from the Sterling board, apologizing for my termination and offering reinstatement with back pay. I declined politely. Some bridges can't be rebuilt. Elaine tried to contact me as her world unraveled. I didn't respond. The last I heard, she was negotiating a plea agreement that would include significant financial penalties and potential time in minimum security confinement. I found a position with a smaller firm, where my experience was valued and my integrity wasn't questioned. I moved to a new city, beginning again with hard-earned wisdom. The betrayal changed me. I'm more cautious now, more thoughtful about who I trust. But I refuse to let Elaine's deception harden me completely. Sometimes, people ask if I regret exposing her. I don't. Justice isn't about evening scores. It's about restoring balance. Elaine chose deception and manipulation, sacrificing others for her ambition. In the end, those choices defined her, not me. I've learned that authentic success can't be built on lies. Real achievement comes from integrity, from building rather than using others. Elaine never understood that. Her empire of deception was always destined to fall. Today, I focus on moving forward. The pain doesn't disappear, but its power diminishes with time. I choose to see my experience not as a defeat, but as an education in resilience. Sometimes life's hardest lessons become our greatest strengths. If you're facing betrayal or injustice, remember this. Your response defines you more than what happened to you. Choose integrity, choose resilience, and sometimes choose justice. If you found value in my story, please consider subscribing to the channel and sharing your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever discovered someone close to you wasn't who they claimed to be? How did you handle it? Let me know in the comments.